So now we're going to deal with verb, tense, and timeline, and that means problems 13, 14, and 15. So you can try all three problems right now or try each one as we go. Let's start with problem number 13. Some of the homes that were ruined and structurally compromised in the fire last year were built by the community's earliest settlers. So that's not too bad. I think we should leave that and explore what our options are. Let's look at answer choice B. Some of the homes that were ruined or structurally compromised in the fire last year had been built. So answer choice B may even be a little bit better here because it definitely indicates that prior to being ruined and structurally compromised, that's when the homes had been built by the earliest settlers. So let's keep A and B, a little nod towards B right now. Let's look at C. Some of the homes that the fire ruined and structurally compromised last year have been. So have been is not the correct tense right here because the houses have to have been built before they could be ruined and compromised. Answer choice D. Last year the fire ruined or structurally compromised some of the homes that have been. And again, have been is going to give us that same problem. And then let's look at answer choice E down at the very bottom here. Last year, some of the homes that were ruined or structurally compromised in the fire had been built. The positioning of last year in this answer choice E seems to indicate that all of this happened in 1 year. Last year, the homes were ruined, and last year they had been built. So that's a lot of things kind of illogically happening, especially when you say by the community's earliest settlers. Wow, this community is really fast moving. The earliest settlers arrived this year. So take out answer choice E. Between A and B, I think it's a little bit better to say that they had been built. It puts it before the straight past. This is the past perfect. Puts it before the regular past. And also I think or is a better choice here as well. To say that something is ruined and structurally compromised is probably not the best way to go. But I did save this for the last because you might make a mistake on something like this. It's probably not true that it can be ruined and structurally compromised, but I would save that particular decision point for last. Correct answer to problem 13 is B. All right, problem 14 on page 145. And if you guys haven't had a chance on problem 14 yet, it's an interesting one, so take a shot. So we see a 1999 tax bill. Now let's assume that this is at least the year 2000, right? It's 2014, almost 2015. So this is the past. So let's see what we've got right here for possible decision point. Changed, changed, is changing, changed, and changes. Okay, so is changing can definitely be out because a 1999 tax bill is changing. That would be an ongoing thing. That would be a situation where it's happening like right now. Changed is pretty good because that's in the past. And you know, you could even go with changes because of the fact that you know, the change may still have occurred. It may still be on the books. So let's keep going. Let's read the rest of what A says. Changed what many wealthy taxpayers and large corporations are allowed to deduct on their tax returns. Look at answer choice B. Changed wealthy taxpayers and large corporations amounts that they have been allowed to deduct. Okay, how are you going to say amounts and then that they have been allowed to deduct? So this is not correct. It doesn't change the taxpayers and large corporations amounts. This is an awkward sentence. Let's look at D. Changed what many wealthy taxpayers and large corporations had been allowed to deduct. And this is going to be a difference between A and D that we're going to look at in a second. And then finally, E, a 1999 tax bill changes what many taxpayers and large corporations have been allowed to deduct. This puts it too much in the present tense. So answer choice E is not going to be correct because if we're saying changes and have been, this is really indicating that the year is 1999, and we're all getting ready for the switch to the year 2000. And maybe we're watching that timeless classic movie Office Space, but it's not 1999 anymore. So between A and D, a really big point here is between had been and are. Now, if this law is still on the books, and presumably we can say it is, then are is going to be the way to go, because look, had been would make the law retroactive. It would change what many taxpayers had been allowed to deduct. So are is the correct answer for problem number 14, even though it seems like it's not the right tense, it is. Okay? So the past law changes what you are allowed, or changed what you are allowed to deduct right now. So answer choice A is the correct one on problem number 14. And finally, that takes us to the last of the tense, timeline, and logic section here, which is problem 15 on page 147. So take a quick look at this one and we'll jump on this. So first of all, we have an extra clause here, right? While the nurses frantically searched for his parents to collect vital information. So let's kind of start right here. The injured boy calmly explained to the doctor that his blood type was O positive. Now, unfortunately, logically, that doesn't make sense, right? I'm not going to say to somebody my blood type was O positive. It seems good when you're just reading it, but logically his blood type is O positive, not was. B, the injured boy had calmly explained, and that makes it even worse. You've still got the was, and now you've got the had calmly. That's not correct. C, the boy was injured and explained that his blood type is O positive to the doctor. And this is absolutely misplaced to the doctor right here. The boy was injured and explained doesn't make too much sense either. Look at D, the boy who was injured calmly explained to the doctor that his blood type was O positive, again with the was. And finally, answer choice E, the injured boy calmly explained to the doctor that his blood type is O positive. So answer choice E is going to be the winner for us on problem number 15. And we can see that the tense, the logic is all right there for problem 15. Answer choice E. So remember, your trick is to match the verb tenses. But here's the misdirection. Their trick is to reward those who think logically and punish those who aren't thinking about grammar and about meaning. You need to have a logical statement that his blood type continues to be or is O positive. For a summary for tense and timeline, there may be many ways to express a sequence of events. Use logic to determine whether the timeline makes sense. Understand the past perfect tense had. It's the most frequently misused on the GMAT. The had, or the past perfect, is used to place something before the simple past. Okay? So I could say something like, when he took the GMAT, so that's the past, he had already studied for 3 months. And that's before that. So that's the use of the past perfect. So that's problems 13, 14, and 15 for verb tense.